All right, going to pick up the Ryker from the dealer this morning with the aid of my son. We're going to tow up on a very small displacement sport bike here. I'm not sure how that's going to play, but we're going to ride just a few miles over to the dealership. I'm going to ride the Ryker back. He's going to ride this back. My son is already a pretty accomplished street rider, dirt. He's been on two wheels since he was 5, so I don't have any qualms about letting him ride my toys. He'll be close enough I can keep him in check, I hope. So we'll return back with a ride report, bringing the bike back, and we might even have a second camera view from behind the bike. And if it's still doing the tail wag, that might be a real good opportunity to see that tail wag from behind, see what all the other motorists were probably yelling at me for. Look at this idiot. So we'll go. This will be interesting. 2 up on this one. Flashy, I feel them. Haven't checked these in a couple, 3 weeks, well, maybe a month. I think they're a couple pounds low. I can feel the back end squirming a bit. Well, extra weight, they're always going to feel different, sure, but there's a squirm factor you can always feel when they're a little splashy, and you just have to be mindful because they don't set into the corner right. They don't even track a straight line right there. It's like driving through molasses. They'll track side to side, just keep going that way without more input to correct it. Of course, up on the highway, it's going to be dangerous because they're going to generate a lot more heat than they should, and the friction, you end up with tire separated belt. That far down in their lifespan to get that twitchy. No, I don't have the compressor at the warehouse. I need to take one over there. I've got 3. The warehouse needs one anyway because all the toys I'm keeping there. Anybody coming? Yeah, too far. My bad. I don't like doing it. It's not going to be a long distance ride. It's just a few miles. But for you, I want you to be cognizant of that, all right? Everybody wait no turns. All right, here we go. And you get a backrest, so I can do this. No. And unfortunately, the only way to get in-ride audio somewhat seamlessly, from what I've researched, and I haven't done enough research on it, that's my shortcoming, but if you have setups, level matching and stuff worked out, because you might have ended up with certain input sources drastically drowning out the others, but yeah, whatever. So anyway, what I've found is a couple of good just GoPro's default tools right now is all I'm using, and boy does it suck. I mean, there's no nice way to say it. I like GoPro, I like their products for the most part, but Jeez Louise, their software is horrendous. It just doesn't offer enough flexibility for chopping out small time segments, time compression, things like that. Everybody else that you watch their videos, polished videos at least, they've chopped out the gaps in the space, and you'll notice that as they're talking, there are no pauses. It chomps up the audio right behind the next bit of audio, and it does it in such a way that you don't see visual cues of chopping most of the time. So I don't know how that works and what package they're using to do it, but it looks good. I looked at some Adobe stuff, and I think that's going to be our answer. No. Yeah, I mean, goddamn, it's getting heavy at low speed. And this thing's out of gas, so don't abuse it too much. All right, go ahead and jump off. So how compressed are you? How was the seat? I mean, I know it's small back there. Not much of a pillion. This one's good, this aftermarket seat. If anybody's still watching, I hope the camera's recording. Reposition here. What do we got? I'll do a review on this bike. I picked this thing up. Long story. Anyway, this FZ6R embossed fancy comfort seat from Yamaha. That's an OEM part. It's actually worth the money, I think. It was a couple $100 and change off of Amazon through a dealer. But yeah, it works out nice. It's a little more padded than the factory unit. It does raise the seat height, which is a problem for me because I'm vertically challenged, but more cushion, and what's important is this lip right here going up. It keeps your boys from getting jammed into the tank every time you hit the brakes. Anyway, on to the Ryker. Okay, operator error. These guys, when they rolled it back, they had it...
we put it in like an in-between, so we...
Right. So it wasn't in forward, it wasn't in reverse.
Right, it's halfway in between. That way you can push it around the driveway or the garage.
You got it, man. Okay. Hey, that's
like a neutral.
That's a perfect tip. I'd never thought of halving it up there.
So that's how we're moving.
And I'm thinking it's got a parking brake sensor failure because it wasn't even showing up here. Did you notice that? A minute ago when you had that in the middle and this was up and down, it wasn't showing up. So I'm like, okay, well then this little, the sensor and the switch is bad. But anyway, okay, I'm off.
See you, buddy.
Good things to learn, because that would have bit me in the ass at home and I'd have been really pissed. Wide track, hard to move. They need to get this out of the way. There we go. We ready? I don't know if you were listening to any of the fun there. Okay. Are you ready? You're not ready. Come on, get ready, man. Come on. Just waiting on you. You ready yet? Are we there yet? Just waiting on you. I've been ready. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. Now that little neutral thing, that's interesting. At least the bike is smarter than I am, and it said, no, you can't go anywhere. We're not going to let you rev. See, for me, I would have had it either in forward or reverse. I wouldn't have thought of having it in what he just said, a false neutral. It makes perfect sense. That way you can roll it around. But you don't need to do that, actually, because you can still roll the thing when it's in forward and the parking brake is off. You can roll it. I was pushing it all around my warehouse and around my area with it. Okay, here we go. We got a slow rider here, and we're gonna hit it. Be careful of that rear tire, it's low. So obviously I'm making that hand motion there. It's still tire rod. It's still wandering. The guys at the dealership said they rode it seemed normal. Yeah. But maybe I'm funny that way. I kind of want my bikes to go in a straight line. So this thing's going for a laser alignment. ASAFP. I have no idea what my camera angle looks like right now. I need to get a helmet mount for this. I don't particularly care for the side helmet mounts because you're always getting this cocked view of the world. It's off to the side, everything's a little funky. I much rather prefer center on. The chin mount that I've got for the moto helmet, that works great. I don't know how that would play with a modular flip up. It's more engineered toward an ADV helmet. Did you see the tire roast back there? All it takes is a little twist of the wrist and it'll light it up. Not a lot of weight on the back of it, so she'll get tail happy when you want it to. I just don't want it tail happy when I don't want it to. It's a big difference. I'm the one that should be in control of that happy ass. To see if you just leave it to its own, if it'll self-center, you know, if it'll come back to where it was, which is what's called crabbing, you know, where it kind of does this bit like a crab walks. I don't know, I'll have enough seat time and I'll find an opportunity to test that theory, but not in traffic. If it's going to the curb, I'm going to correct it. So, there's a good mileage check. Billy, the sales guy, I told him to romp it, to go play with it, have fun with it. When I dropped it off, it had 40-ish miles on it. It's got 64 and change now, probably, 62 when I picked it up. So he put a good 15 or 20 miles of seat time on it. Again, his opinion was it was normal. So I don't know. Maybe I'm too picky. I'm keeping my mind open to that possibility. And I know 3-wheel vehicles are going to handle and ride differently than 2-wheel. Hello, green light. Pull it up over here on that bump on the corner. What I was saying, finishing that thought for the video's sake here. I know 2-wheel vehicles, 3-wheel vehicles, 4-wheel vehicles are all going to handle differently because you got different tracks and different thrust and whatnot associated with it. But this one just seems too yaw happy. It's too obviously probably not the rear end because the rear wheel's fixed on the swing arm. It's not really an item that can be changed or loose or whatever. Hopefully not loose. I feel it coming from that front right. So I've contacted the guys that are going to do the laser alignment, or the guy, the man. As soon as he gets his Ryker adapters in, we're going to laser align this guy. I'm going to ask for a smidge of toe in to aid straight line stability, and then I'm going to ride the wheels off of this thing. Catch y'all later. I don't know if this footage will go in. I don't really want people to know where my house is in case I say something and somebody gets crazy ideas. You never know. World's a funny place these days. I'll let him go. I greased up their white stripe. Yeah. Just causing havoc everywhere I go. These Ryker malcontents. Oh, yeah. Broke the back end loose at 25 miles an hour there. Bad boy's toy. I mean, you could ride it nice. You don't have to be a jerk, I guess. But the old saying of absolute power corrupts absolutely. If you've got it, you're going to play with it. It's just how it is. Human nature. I won't do it in the neighborhood though, because I am not going to be a hypocrite. I hate that. No speeding in neighborhoods. No speeding in school zones. No speeding in crosswalks. 3 places that are potentially fatal consequence. I don't do that. No, no, no. I guess potentially fatal consequence anywhere, but those are the ones where you're going to have something jump out in front of you a lot more frequently. Somebody's redoing their fences. Ours are getting bad. I need to address that. Well, the runners are rotting out from termites or age or whatever, and they're the nails are backing out, and the boards are starting to flop around. Hey, pick a side, mister.